Hey guys, welcome to the GetWork channel. Over the next several months, we will be bringing to you various alumni talks, HR talks, GetWork talks, and webinars. So today we'll be starting with the GetWork talk, and we have our very own Head of Business Growth, Rakesh Kumar, who will be sharing with you how you have to go about choosing your career. Rakesh, thanks for being here with us today. So as you know, a lot of our college students that are the users on GetWork, they're really interested in finding out how they have to go about choosing a career. So could you maybe share with us a couple of pointers as to how they can choose a career?
Yeah, definitely. If we talk about the career, so I would like to mention four steps here to identify what you are good at. So the first step, you should try different things when you are in school, in college, or in your job. You should explore the different verticals and identify your interests actually. So these are this is should be the first step for the career development thing. So step two is once you find your interest, you should talk to the industry experts, your friends, colleagues, and those who are doing good and those who are expert in that particular domain. So that should be the second step for the career thing. And third step is like when you are opting for your university, your major courses, for your higher degrees, you should first research on those things, then you should apply on those colleges or university. You should be very careful about that because that is going to decide your future, right? So, and the fourth step is set your goals. You should have goals like what you are going to do after your university or college. So that is something very important. You should define yourself like you have already figured out what is your interest, right? And now you should be focused toward goals. You should prepare a list. These should be my short-term goals and these should be my long-term goals. So you should focus on that.
So the next question is, so once students are already at university, what are the skills that they need to develop so that they're prepared for their first jobs?
Yeah, so I think so on the basis of my experience, I would say that when you are in university, you should develop four skills. One is the leadership skill that you should participate in societies and all the activities, other extracurricular activities, or even in sports, you should take the leadership thing. You should develop that. And the second point is your communication skills. That is very important these days. So you should work on that when you are in university because that is the time you will have that much of time in that period. So you can easily improve them. And the third thing is you should understand, how to prioritize the things. Like what should be the first thing, then second, and this you should learn in university because if you go out of the college, you will not get time to learn those skills. And fourth is to be curious about the thing. You should develop this thing. You should learn more and more things if new technology comes up, and because technology is something which are going to take over all these things these days. So you should be curious about the things, why these things are happening, and what is the reason on all these stuff. You should do research on them, and that is that will really help you if you read about those things, right?
So part of any career development, it's really important that we take risks so that we can progress.
Right.
So what is the right time to take a risk?
So to take, I will say there will be three phases, right? And that happens in everyone's life. The three phases comes in everyone's life. So first is when you pass out from your school, right? Then you have to decide where you should go, right? So that is the something very important decision. The second is when you get out from the college, right? So then you have to decide which company I should go, what should I start. Even if you want to start something, then you will have to take that hard decision, right? And the third is the most important when you pass all these two phases. Then third most important one is you have figured out everything, right? So now you have done master in that particular domain in which you want to go. So at that time you should take the risk, right? Then only you will grow to the next level. So you have completed the level one, now you have to move on to the next level, then you should take the risk.
So once students are done with their degree and they have to go about choosing their first job, what are some of the things that they should be considering when they make that decision?
Yeah, so first thing they should keep this thing in mind. wherever they are going, so they are getting good mentorship there, right? That should be the first thing. So I have faced so many, in these past 5 years I have experienced a lot. So I would like to mention one thing here. When I joined Red Carpet Up, I joined just because of the guy whom I'm going to work for, and it really helped me a lot. I've learned so many things from him, and that's why I'm here today. He played a really great role. Okay, so yeah, that should be the thing. And the second most important thing is the opportunity you will be getting there, right? So is that the right fit for you? Like, you really like that work or not? Yeah, that also matters a lot. So you should, first choosing to any company or any, profile, you should first consider those points, that I'm able to do these things or not. These are really of my interest or not. Yeah. And the third most important thing is the culture. The culture in the company. Yeah, what kind of work culture is there? Like, how the people, how they work. Like, so because if we talk about, so if you are getting bigger responsibility and the work culture is very stressful, then you will not be able to perform well.
That's right.
So the culture should be one of the key factor before deciding it.
So I guess one final question. If you could give yourself, looking back at yourself at university, if you could give yourself a piece of advice that you think would benefit you now, what would you say?
So, this is really going to tough, but yeah, the thing is, like, so what I feel is must have, created two options for me, right? We should never stick to one. So I would like to, so once I met Ira Singhal, right, 2015 IAS doctor, so she told me this thing, that you should always have two options in your hand, and you should work on that. So, like, two options means you should have two career options. One is, let's suppose you have figured out, for example, you want to go for masters, right? But let's suppose you are not getting good admission, good college, and you are not getting good rank. So you should have a second option. Like, if I'm not getting admission over there, then I will do this thing. Right? That's what I want to say. That set your goal. That is something important, but in case you don't know, because few factors matter, right? So I would like to say that you should have two career options.
Yeah, like a contingency plan.
Right.
Okay. So thank you so much, Rakesh. This was a really great conversation, and I'm sure all of our viewers will be really happy.
Thanks, Mash. Thanks for the opportunity, and I would like to tell these guys that never afraid about the career. Just do whatever you want to do. Like, whatever makes you happy and makes you work hard, you should go for that. That's it.
So thanks for listening, and I hope that this conversation with Rakesh has given you any inspirations about how you can go about choosing your career. So just as a concluding note, I would like to share 6 points that will also help you when you decide to choose a career. So the first thing is to always remember to have good work ethics. It's really important that with whatever you do, you don't try to cut corners. Work hard, and I'm sure that you will be successful. The second point is that you have to fight the urge to go for that higher paying job. Sometimes we all want to get that big salary, but that's not all that matters. And this leads me into the third point, which is you can also consider going for startups rather than just MNCs. At a startup, you'll get the opportunity to really grow and explore yourself, while at an MNC, you may not get that opportunity, although you will find other perks such as that salary. So the fourth point is, if you need to make a career change, don't be scared of doing it. You need to do what makes you happy. When you wake up in the morning, you want to be able to say, yes, I love my work. So don't be scared if you want to make that change. And the fifth point is to set goals. So you need to set short-term goals and long-term goals. If you set goals, you'll be able to track your career progression. And the sixth point and the final point is you need to ask yourself, what do you want to achieve with your career? What is the end goal? What is the end game? If you have a plan 10, 20 years, keeping that vision in mind will help you structure your career path moving forward. So that's it, and good luck with choosing your careers, guys.